Having visibility into your software supply chain is great, but what use is all that knowledge and insight if you don't know what to do about it? That's where vulnerability remediation comes in, taking a list of identified issues and making changes to your images to neutralize them. In an ideal world, vulnerability remediation wouldn't be necessary. We would all write flawless, secure software from the very beginning and be able to run them in production forevermore. Unfortunately, not only are humans very much fallible, but there is also the problem of unknown unknowns, vulnerabilities in dependencies that haven't yet been discovered. But once they are discovered, we can use those associated advisories in order to remediate those vulnerabilities. There are a number of different ways in which a Docker image can be affected by disclosed vulnerabilities, but the majority of them come from one of two places: the base image or package dependencies that have been introduced by the application, which leads to a few remediation options. Update the base image, change to a different base image, remove vulnerable packages, or update vulnerable packages. Let's take a look at how Docker Scout can help us identify the kind of remediation actions we can take to improve the security of a Docker image. If we open up the Scout dashboard, here is a particular image that contains a number of rather nasty looking vulnerabilities. And in this case, if we look a little closer, we can see that the worst of them have been introduced from the base image, indicating that's probably the place to start. And if we look at our own image, we can also see this vulnerability in Express, which we may as well look at upgrading as well. Swapping over to the local CLI, I can analyze that same image and see those same vulnerabilities. And by running Docker Scout recommendations, I can in fact see that Scout is indeed recommending that I update my base image, which is pinned to an old image digest for that base image. If we open the IDE, we can look at the Docker file, find the offending base image, and update it to the latest version. And since we're in the IDE anyway, let's also go in here and update Express to the version that was indicated in the Scout dashboard, because why not? Then we can rebuild that image and rerun the same CLI command afterwards to check that most of those vulnerabilities have now disappeared. So if I rerun this command, I can see that I've ended up with a single medium vulnerability. Obviously, in the real world, I would now want to go ahead with testing my new image to ensure I haven't inadvertently caused any regressions in behavior, and then probably open a pull request for the change. But for now, I've pushed it straight to the registry during the build, so we can go and have a look at that. And here, I can open the Scout dashboard and see that exact same improvement reflected here as well. One medium vulnerability. Nice and secure.